Prime Minister, what I don't understand is how come everything becomes somebody else's fault? How come everything becomes somebody else's fault? If there is skirmishes in China, it is Nehru's fault. If there is skirmishes in Jammu and Kashmir, it is Nehru's fault. If there is farmers protest, it is anti-nationals. If there is students protest, it is Tukde Tukde gang. If there is CAA protest, it is anti-nationals. How come everything is somebody else's fault? How are we believing that we do nothing wrong? Everything that the government does is absolutely correct. Is that a fair assumption? That is the question I want to ask tonight. Sir, what happened to GDP? Now, let us look at GDP, UPA versus the NDA government. 2010, our GDP growth was 8.5%. 2011, it fell to 5.24%. 2012, it went up to 5.46%. 2013, it further went up to 6.39%. And 2014, it went up to 7.41%. So the graph was like this. Now, let us look at NDA graph. NDA graph, 2016, the GDP was at 8.26%. 2017, the GDP went down by 7.04%. 2018, the GDP further went down by 6.12%. 2019, the GDP further went down by 5.02%. This is how our GDP is looking. I am not talking about 2020, minus 23.9%. I am not talking about it is COVID and all that. I don't want to get into that discussion. But the fact remains that look at the earlier GDP figures and look at this GDP figures. One place you have like this and the other place you have like this. I would like to ask the Prime Minister, who are you going to blame for this? Prime Minister, our press freedom index, we are 142. Our ranking is 142. Who are we going to blame? Who are we going to blame? Prime Minister, our global hunger index, we are 94th out of 107 countries. 94th out of 107 countries. We have a lot of hungry people out there. Who are we going to blame? Is there nothing that the government is doing wrong? 7 years is a good time to turn around a country. It is high time we stop blaming and we go back to our drawing board and we try and work out ways and means where we can improve things. I only hope and pray that other than blaming others, this government introspects, understand their strengths and recognize their weaknesses and go back to serve the people of this country. Till I meet you next time, Namaskar.